9,910 pounds triple slide Crusader bunkhouse with private rear slide bunk room, big living room super slide, full-size camp kitchen, auto leveling, coming in here at Haylett RV Brokers of Coldwater, Michigan. We actually sold this to the original owners down the street from Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and basically, kids done growed up, they's done camping. She's not in flawless condition, but she's not bad either. It's weathered a little bit on the exterior. You'll see some fading, some sunning of the skin, but I don't know. I think that there's a lot of RV to be had here for the money. If you're looking for a lesser expensive big bunk fifth wheel for your family to go out and have a good time, cause a ruckus, well, I think that you'll find that she's a fair value. That's a relative term. But I think you'll find that'll apply here. This actually has an early generation of whisper air systems on it. That's why you don't see the air conditioner up here. And, if you don't see the square, then you won't hear the air. Handy little dandy job right there. Now, the vent up top here acting as a skylight, but it can actually crank open to allow some heat to exhaust, which is really nice if you are cooking up a storm there. But we'll get to the kitchen in just a minute. Over here in the slide, all of the windows do open for airflow, including the slide side breeze windows. This is not the original sofa. I think I actually know where this came from. Last year, we had a bunch of basically surplus furniture for various reasons at Haylett RV that we just effectively auctioned off and virtually gave away. This is a heat massage theater seat that I think they put in here instead of the standard, I think it was jackknife sofa. The thing is, there was normally, from Primetime, the builder of this RV, no power to be able to run the heat massage features. I started snooping around going, well, how'd they do that? Well, basically, come on camera, zoom for me here. There you go. You can see they basically just ran a little extension cord over there. And they nicely actually ran it through the U-dinette, which has storage below it and can fold down into a sleeper. And if we whip around the back side of this here, it's funny, they came up with a very low dollar but very effective solution. When you get to your destination, you just plug it in, and then when you leave, you just slide it back in place. It's out of sight, out of mind. And if you ever didn't want that theater seat, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you didn't, it would basically be invisible, whatever they did. You wouldn't really see any signature of it. So they did a pretty good job there. And I tell you, this thing has some serious kitchen storage space, and I'm a sucker for elevated breakfast bars like this. I've talked about it in previous videos if you've ever seen those, but I love little elevation changes like that. You see the solid surface countertop here. We'll get that all opened up in a second. Over here, right next to that 8 cubic foot two-way fridge, you see a door marked pantry. Guess what's back there? Well, if we open that up and take a look, you can see that there's actually a walk-in, like almost absurdly oversized pantry in there. It's super awesome. Then combine that with some pretty awesome overhead cabinet storage capacity, as well as we slide down here, you see the solid surface counters, but all sorts of drawer space. And one of the things that you might not have seen, mostly because part of the cabinet and part of the drawers sort of overlap with one another. Ooh, I just spotted something. You've got easy reach outlets right below that overhang right there. That's fantastic. That's a perfect little appliance corner. But you also have a handy little wastebasket space right there. That's a feature that I think everyone's going to find use for, especially in a bunkhouse like this. Sliding back here, private rear bunk room with a slide out. And I've got it kind of in like daytime, second living room, rainy day, kids go to your room mode. But if we flip that down and take a look, we can see that we've got that fold down overhead bunk. And then the lower sofa is like this extra large tri-fold that I haven't measured it. I think it's rivaling the size of a king bed though. That opens up into a huge space. And I like that big window too. Gives you a lot of light and airflow back here. Oversized, what I call big kid bunk on top over here. With if you look behind the ladder, you can see how deep. See how deep. Got it. Those shelves are. That's how deep all those double drawers and this cabinet storage space is over here. Plus, I like the fact that you can go, kids, lights out. You can just shut it down. If they're all jacked up on the marshmallows and Mountain Dew, you can be like, shut it down, boys. or girls. I don't know. I know my daughter can call her Ruckus. She's certainly... I love my daughter. I know she's not an angel. I love her, though. Anyway, so the seats over here, if you notice, the TV can pivot out, and it can actually pivot in a far more severe fashion. I have it very gently pivoted so I could walk past it to do my little video work here. But if you want to sit at that chair, kind of kick back while the kids are running around, Mom and Dad, you've got yourselves a nice little place right there. Electric space heating fireplace below also takes a lot of nip out of the air. And just before we head upstairs, let me just give you a good look at the remainder of everything coming from the other direction, although we have largely already seen the kitchen space. On our way up, though, I stumbled into something almost literally I thought was really cool. You can reach it from the ground. So if you're outside, you want to flick a light on real quick so you can see what you're doing, there's a little welcome home switch right there, or you could click it on with your toes to be able to get yourself upstairs. You see how the bed's all the way against the wall. Let's go ahead and address that elephant real quick. This RV was built with a 60 by 80 queen bed. It has had at least 2 original owners. I know that because we took it in on trade from the original owners to the second owners, who brought it here for us to sell for them at Haylett RV Brokers of Coldwater, Michigan. Now, this is here on consignment, meaning we sell it for them, but we still do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, RV finance, RV delivery, everything in between. So what they did, if you look over here, you see a little spot where the contact paper is compromised, a little scuff on the wall. The original owners of this RV asked the dealership to remove a side stand and put a king bed in all the way against the wall. It sacrificed the ability to walk around the bed, but it gave them a bigger bed. And there's a fair amount of logic here. It might look a little bossy in the room, but here's the way that they thought about it. I sleep in this thing for 8 hours. I walk around it for maybe 30 seconds a day. I'd rather have 8 hours of benefit instead of 30 seconds of benefit. Now, maybe that doesn't fit you folks. That's fine. It can always be reverted back to a queen. The side stand, I don't believe, is still with us, but it could always be reverted back if you want to walk around queen. That's easy to do. Now, over here, if you can see that, closet slide space. If we open all that up, you can see that there's a healthy amount of hanging and nice dresser drawer storage in here. Now, cool thing in the closet slide portion, you see a shelf in there. That can flip up or down to create dresser space or closet space as required. And then up top here, you can see that there's an air conditioner dedicated strictly to the bedroom. That is not ducted. That'll just make you breathe icicles in here if you're so inclined. And hey, some bedroom entertainment all set up for you right next to this pocket sliding door here. Now, I'm going a little bit out of order, so pardon me as I backtrack a little bit. We're going to go back to the bathroom. Notice, though, that it is a dual entry. You can keep that door slid closed at night if you want to. You just got to make sure you slide it open for transit, although the slide will go ahead and push it shut. But there's storage for the bathroom directly in the slide as well. Handy corner sink over here, and you might have noticed on the dining table and here in the bathroom area, they are sealed edge counters, which is a nice little touch to go along with the solid surface in the kitchen prep space. The upper deck is 6.5 foot tall, so you can stand in the shower if you're 6'3" like me. And down below that, with plenty of open leg room, we have ourselves a porcelain foot flush stool. Below the upper deck and into our pass-through compartment, you see the mounting bracket there for our grill, spare tire, and over here, the actual grill itself. Now, this grill's definitely had quite a bit of exposure. If you don't like how it looks, buy the RV, throw it away. It's yours at that point. You can get rid of it if you want to. Magnet holdbacks on that double slam latch baggage door is always a handy thing. Now, I mentioned it right away when we got started, but out here, maybe you'll get to see it a little bit better. Sometimes things like oxidation of the skin don't really translate well into video. You can see it on the nose cap pretty readily, though. The RV has been kissed by the sun. It was stored outdoors. It's also been towed a fair amount. So part of what you're seeing on the nose cap is sun exposure. Part of what you're seeing on the nose cap is just the particulate and grit and debris in the air when you're whipping down the road at highway speeds. It basically sandpapers the nose caps of RVs. And that's true of this or anything. It just happens. And if that sounds silly to you, next time you're going down the road, stick your face out the window for about 5 minutes and let me know how raw your skin feels. It's pretty aggressive. Now, the good news is with some like Meguiar's or whatever that stuff is, that anti-oxidation remover type stuff you can use on cars, you could really probably bring most of the skin back to life. The nose is probably always going to be what it is. You might be pleasantly surprised. It might shine up a little bit nicer than I'm thinking, though. I've mentioned previously, but you do have automatic leveling on this RV. The controller's right here in the pass-through. Nice and easy to reach, but it's up out of the way, which is handy. And then enclosed protected docking center right here. Down below, we will find ourselves an enclosed heated underbelly. Jumping over to the other side gives us a good look at that power awning, not to mention the full-size camp kitchen over here. Sink inset into the counter, so that is a real sink with a real drain, because there's nowhere else that water could go. It kind of has to be. You see, it's got a little cooktop here, but on the bumper you could bracket that grill if you are so inclined. I always try to, like, if I see something, I say something, and again, even if it's small, I don't know what's going on. Something has this. Oh, there it goes. Oh, the drawer runner kept catching on the inside of that fascia. Okay, well, there you go. Hey, I fixed it. And a quick look at the tires. She's been stored outside, so when I hear that, I start going, how do the tires look? Tires look good. I don't see any weather checking. I don't see any bad wear and tear. They look all right. Similarly, when I hear it's been stored outside, I go, okay, how do them roof seals look? They obviously kept them. They kept the roof cleaned and conditioned. And if you notice, there's a little spot right there where they had done a tiny little touch-up, because that's all it's needed so far. So even though it's actually encouraging to me that it is really small, because one, it hasn't needed a lot of attention, but two, even if it was minor, they were taking care of it. It's a very positive, reassuring sign. I'm gonna guess you got another year or two on these seals before you even got to worry about significant touch-ups. Overall, looks pretty good. So give us a call down here at Haylett RV Brokers, Coldwater, Michigan. We sell it for you. We do everything else too. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, and everything in between. And there goes that big eagle everyone's been fighting over right there. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone.